All right, I've had several people ask me about my Racegow setup and how I get things working really easy and spend basically very little time DVR reviewing. All you need is a few parts. Part one is the rotor hazard. This one I have pictured here is called the solo hazard. There's a repo by IsTim that goes through it, how to build it. It's pretty simple. It's just let's go a different color. It's a RX 5808, and you wire it to an Arduino Nano, and then you wire the Arduino Nano to a Raspberry Pi, and you need an SD card. Then you will also need a battery to power the timer, and then something to strap it to your gate, point it downwards. Alternatively, you can, if your computer's close enough to your Racegow track, you can use just the Arduino Nano and the RX 5808 and then run a really long USB. Also, pro tip, if you're doing Racegow tracks and you have a checkerboard rug, makes it way easier to line the track up. And then that's all you'll need for timing. For getting the video in, if you're on analog, you can use one of these ROTG adapters to bring in things. I like to use both analog and HD0, so my preferred method is to the HD0 monitor and this little video capture card. And you just need a an HDMI cord to connect those together, and you can have it right in your system. I don't know where I put it right now, so for the example, I'm just going to use the ROTG. Once you have your solo hazard, rotor hazard, whatever you have built, you'll want to go load up rotor hazard, hit up into format, and you start a new event. And I usually basically archive everything for the first Racegow event. You could name this whatever to make it easier to find later. Next, you're going to jump into trackside, and you're going to, let's make a new event. And we'll call this one Racegow 4, or wait, it's 5, isn't it? -1. Racegow tracks are 3 laps is what matters. The minimum start delay, I'll lower that to nothing. And then on this, you'll have to, if you're fast enough and the track's sufficiently short, you'll probably have to lower the minimum lap time. From here, yeah, to get your video, we're just going to add, I'm using the ROTG, so it'll show up just like this. Boom. When you're on the screen, you want to make sure this record videos for replays box is checked, because that will make the DVR review part of this way easier. And then, yeah, we're going to put our timer, and you're going to rotor hazard. And the scan network works fine, but I know exactly where I'm. Come on. And then in the rotor hazard settings, you want to make sure you have it set as primary timer and you have the sync pilot names checked. What that's going to do is going to sync your data to the rotor hazard, which you can then use for marshalling. And with that, you should get these to both go white, and then that means you're ready to go. So you can add your pilot. And then for round type up here, you want to set this to time trial. That is what Racegow is, and this will just report your best consecutive 3 laps. We'll add around, yeah, throw us in here. And then for this, yeah, we'll just make it real easy. We'll start a race. I'm just going to get some data in here so we can play with some of the features. So then, yeah. So this will be the auto detected. If it does a bad one, you can right click and disqualify it. If it misses one, you can click in this lap bar and hit add lap now. When you're done, you hit stop. Now, say this was one that the timer missed. Like say, I did 8 laps, but it only caught 2. We can jump back to the rotor hazard here, go to run, hit save and clear laps to save the event, and in the marshal, you'll see, oh, there's the graph here, and the missed laps were down at this range, and you can go into here and re-add these back in, so you can say, oh, that was a lap, that was a lap, that was a lap, And here, I'm going to make sure make the windows side by side so we can see this happen live. And when you hit commit changes in rotor hazard, you'll see it updates trackside automatically. So that's kind of how you get back missed laps. I'm just going to actually keep this up here because that's probably closer to where it actually should be. Alright, so when you're done, you'll have a replay, and in the replay it'll have the lines here, and you can jump to wherever and review it that way. So if you're like me, I don't like video editing, I don't like DVR reviewing, so I'm just going to go back to an older one. And then once you have a bunch of races done, you'll get to this screen here that'll have lap records. You can just right click that on the best 3 laps and hit jump to race. And apparently it's been too long since I've done Racegow. That replay has been deleted. But anyhow, it'll get you on a screen like this. I like to hit the replay. Here, get rid of that for a minute. And I usually jump ahead to the whole shot so it clears all the time so I don't have spoilers in the video. But from here, you can screen record. And like every time you do a lap here, let's get one from here. Then after you have your time done, it'll have the math done for you here in this thing. I'll just record myself doing a little circle around the timing and how long it took. And that's how to Racegow the lazy way.